If your GoHighLevel A2P verification keeps getting rejected or you're about to submit your first time, this video could save you days of frustration. We're going through 2026 here. It's June. We're going to show how to do this with the new A2P system in GoHighLevel. I recently helped a client get approved. I'm going to show the exact process. I'm going to show you what we submitted, the privacy policy, the terms page, the copy that you can use for your business. At the end, I will show you and give you the link if you want to download a template that we've used that is working. I'm going to go step by step what you need to do in getting this approved. All right. So let's just jump right into it here. The first thing you'll see in the background here is this is the one we just got approved the other week. I went through within just 2 days, I think it was. It was pretty quick. And there's a little different than it used to do in the old days. They have a checklist that it goes through and actually scans your site to know that if everything's set up correctly before you submit it. So that's a nice little feature that they've done. Inside, I put like a little checklist together. We want to set up a privacy policy page, and then we want to create that in the website and link it. And then we want to do the same for a terms page and link it, and then a contact page, and we'll drop the form in there with the consent checkbox here. So I'm going to just show you the templates that I have here. So I've already went ahead and created these. I'll put a link in the bottom of this video here if you want to use this. So basically all you got to do is come in and change out the red sections with your business name. I've got a little instruction at the top of here what to do. You put your business name, your domain, your email, email down here, business name. That's all you got to switch is these little red sections. And I have reminders at the top of each page what you need to do and how you get this to work. You update this information, then you would just create a web page, title it privacy policy. Then you link that in the footer of your site at the bottom. And then you put that privacy policy link also in the bottom of your form on GoHighLevel. And then we're going to do the same thing here with the terms and conditions page. You just change out the red spots here. Tells you what to do. So basically the only thing you need is your business name, your email, your phone number that you just purchased in GoHighLevel, and then your website link, and then link back and forth to the two. So we went ahead already to speed this process up, and we created a privacy policy here. There's one we're actually going to submit today for one of our customers. I'm going to have to blur out some of their information, but basically all we did is we took this information here that we already have in a Google Doc, and we created a page in WordPress, and we copy and paste in here, and then we switched out all their information, put it in there. And then we also linked it down at the bottom here. Privacy policy says published this page, and it links back to this page. Same thing with the terms and service here. We went ahead and just copy and paste this in, and then we switched out and put all their contact information in there. So we got the two web pages that are created. This is in a WordPress website. These two pages, the privacy policy and a terms page. You can do this in any website builder. This is just the example that we're using today. And so after you have those pages created, you'll then want to come into GoHighLevel and create your form. This is what the form looks like when it's done. Pretty simple, just name, phone, email, messages, or the message that they leave. And then this big thing is by checking this box, I consent to receive transactional SMS messages for the business. And then you put for service, appointment scheduling, reminders, updates, and then you have this little text help or stop at the end, opt out. And then you want to make sure that you have your privacy policy linked. Let me move this here so you can see privacy policy linked. So if I click on the settings here and I double click that and go to edit the link, you will see that it links back to the page that we had already created here on that actual website. And then you'll do the same thing for the terms of service page. And how we got that, I show in other videos how to create all this stuff. But you also, if you don't know how to grab this form and GoHighLevel, you just click up integrate up here, and then you click copy embed code, and then you just drop it in your website page contact form here. So we went ahead already and created a contact form. We dropped it in here. Why you'll need this is later when we submit the A2P, you want to have, you'll have to have your contact form that shows on a live site where it's actually people can have this message when they review it. So the three things that you need live are a privacy policy page on your site, a terms page, and a contact page with a form here that we embedded the GoHighLevel form into. I'm going to show how you get into the form builder. So if you don't know how to do that, you come down. So when you're logged into your site on GoHighLevel, you will come into sites, click on forms, and then you'll create form here. You can just go from scratch. and then you'll have a form that looks like this. And what I did is I just switched out the full name here, make sure that all these are required, the phone, email, and I added a message box. 2 terms and conditions that come up with GoHighLevel, but for what I'm doing today, we only need 1, and to keep it simple here. This worked in the past with the last one that we just had approved with A2P. So we put all that information in there. You want to make sure you put your business name there. And now we're going to jump into getting it approved. So what you do is you come back here. We'll show when you log into your GoHighLevel dashboard, you'll come down to settings. You should have a phone number already purchased if you don't. Oh, and one other thing I should mention, your business information has to be up to date. So your legal business name should be your legal business name that you filed with the state. You'll want to make sure that your EIN number and business registration number is correct. And then why you want all this in the email and phone and the authorized representative for the company, all this filled out ahead of time in the business profile. It makes it that much simpler when you come into the phone system and go A2P approved, because it'll fill all that information for you. So today we already have a number purchased, and now we need to start the A2P process. You can go to the Trust Center, or you can click Start Now in the red. And so we're going to start the A2P process here for messaging. We click Registration. So what it's going to do is it's already going to fill in all the information that we already filled out in the business profile in GoHighLevel. So that makes it a lot easier. So it brings everything in. It's just going to say, is that right? We shouldn't have to change anything. You click Continue. Then it's going to go over the address, the location, all that stuff is correct. And who the authorized representative is. That looks good too. So we click Continue. Today we're just going to do the low volume, one-time fee of $24.50. Click Continue on that. So we're going to go into manual setup because we're doing through a contact form. If you do the quick setup, it goes through a chat widget that you put on your site, but we don't want the chat widget on this site right now, so we're going to do the manual one. Click Continue. We're going to do low volume, mixed, recommended. And then it's going to put in the website URL here. We're going to leave all this information. The part we want to change is not through the chat widget. We're actually going to do it through the contact page. So this is where you'll copy and paste that page that you have there. They do have some examples here. Let's see which one fits the best. So this one says customer support and service related message to users submit inquiries through the website. And we'll say, so through the website, and this is where you would put the link in. And we'll say contact form. And then it says what the promotional say, stop, that looks fine. They do have a couple of examples here that you can use. Transactional message, high frequency, we're going to leave that too. There's a couple other ones you can do here. We're not going to change anything here. Not taking any financial information, so we're just going to click Continue. Then for the opt-in messages, we're going to say website form. It shows kind of what you need in it, that stuff we already have. Form URL, that's the page it's going to be on. And we'll just copy one of these and put in here. Privacy URL, so this is where we go back to the page that we already created. I'm going to copy that. Paste that in there, terms, URL. So that's that page we already created on the website also. Paste that in there. And now it just says compliance checklist here. So it's live, clear displays business name. We don't have any DBAs. The website's in the URL. My opt-in method is clearly shown. Flow includes privacy policy terms. My website does not reference purchase or rented affiliate lead lists. So we say that, and now it's going to review the application and check the website. It just takes a minute here, and then it'll tell us if we're missing anything. And it's going to read through everything that we already put in the site and give us a checklist if we're missing something. This really helps. In the past, it wouldn't do this. So if you didn't know what you were doing, it could hold it up and you'd have to resubmit the A2P and whatnot. It would take days, sometimes weeks, if it didn't get approved right away. All right, so it's starting to come in right now. It looks like the opt-in form review is 8 out of 8, it says. Terms is 7 out of 7. 7 out of 7. So everything passed here. That's what you want to see. So I went through and it checked all these things on the form. It checked everything on the privacy policy, how we worded everything, where everything is, terms and service. It also checked all that stuff. So here's some of the things that's checking. If you want to pause the screen here, you can look at this. But I'm not going to go through all those today. It kind of tells you what it's looking for. And so we click proceed. And this gives us a little compliance review. We're going to proceed. Now it's going to ask us to review everything again here before we submit. Everything looks good. So now we're going to submit the application. I confirm that all information provided is accurate. I understand I may be charged for resubmissions. Non-compliant. And we say confirm. So now it's going to go through. And again, if you didn't want to do this manually, you could do it through the chat widget. And it goes pretty easy to get through. So now it has a pop-up message. It says, you successfully submitted your brand. It could take up to 7 days to get approved. Like I said, I've seen this usually it's in a day or two. So we'll get emailed once it's approved, and then we can go through and do the other things too if we need to do that. So it's in progress, and that's how you do that. And then when you're done, you'll get an email saying that you're approved, and it'll look like this. The brand approved, the campaign status approved, your CNA invoice displayed on business on the outbound caller ID approved, and then you can get the caller ID authentication, call blocking, spam labeling approved also. So if that was helpful, like this video, comment below. What are you having troubles with A2P? Is there something else you want to see with your website or GoHighLevel that would be helpful to learn about? How many days did it take you to get your A2P approved? Remember, we have links below if you want us to reach out and help you along the way. We can do that. If you don't have a GoHighLevel account, you can sign up for a 30-day free trial below. And best of luck with everybody getting A2P approved.